Hey y'all, happy full moon in Capricorn. We are post eclipse. It was the third eclipse of this season, the last one for a little while. I hope y'all are good. Hope the fireworks didn't keep y'all up too long. Thank y'all so much for all of the love that you guys expressed and showed me for my birthday. I really, really appreciated it. I felt it all. I received it. I'm still kind of riding that birthday wave, and I like it. Let's look and see what this eclipse is bringing to light for us, as it is a full moon. We're at the midway point of our first new moon in Cancer. We have a second one coming in 2 weeks. We talked a lot about in that last reading, that last moon message, that there will be a lot of revelations, public accountability of people who are spiritual authorities or call themselves personal, development gurus, or just people in leadership. Regardless, some of those things have come to pass. I talked about that in the story. But what does that mean for us personally? How are our relationships being evaluated? Are we closing the door where we had left, the doors open of possibility for reconciliation? Are they closed now? Or were there conversations had to try again, right? Let's see what messages this full moon has for us. Oh. Big energy. The bottom of the deck is the Little Gourd. And this is the innocence, really, it feels like, of Cancerian energy. The purity of the love. Underneath that is the Ace of Gourds. But what I just heard was heavy is the crown of the person who seeks to lead their life compassionately, intuitively, spiritually. So how are we staying soft when we've been hurt? How are we staying soft but keeping clear boundaries? Papa Blade is the first card. What have we learned so far during Mercury retrograde, this Cancer season, this eclipse season? Where are places that we need to tie up loose ends if they're still lingering? We're being given a little bit of grace and space, to be honest, of choice. You know how sometimes the universe will just take things from up under your feet? Like, this feels like we're being given an opportunity to make our own decision. It also feels that even though we're staying soft, we're not overwhelmed with grief, which is great. We're very clear and motivated by what makes sense for us, not what makes sense to other people, not even what makes sense to us or whoever it is that we used to be. We've reclaimed our innocence for ourselves, and we're going to be a lot more discerning, though, now moving forward about who gets to share in that with us. So the next card we got is Justice. And this is the karma that seeks to be cleared, or that may have just been cleared by power of the eclipse itself. Yes, thank you, Spirit. And that is the nature of eclipses. And in Capricorn, we're talking about generational things that are being cleared as well. Do you feel lighter? Because that's what this feels like. It feels like collectively and energetically a lot of debts were paid. You see the scales balanced here, but they're still weighted, right? It's not that they're even because there's nothing on them. So it's not about starting over. It's about moving forward with the wisdom and the knowledge and the strength and the power that we have. So my spiritual mentor, Jeanette Lewis of Inner Sun Alchemy, one of the things she said recently about karma, when we talk about karma, when we're basically owning our karma, taking responsibility for our karma, working out our karma, it's really just what you do when you live your life. So whatever led us up to the point in the eclipse, it's almost like if we put in the work, we're now on an even playing field or a level playing field to complete and carry out the rest of this time. Mars and Aries. This is the Chief or the Emperor card. This is 2020, the 4-year that we're in. What do you want to do? We're at the halfway point of the year. You know what it takes to be disciplined, to be structured. You've learned the lesson that karma has taught you in this lifetime and others. So how are you now navigating this? Where are you putting your energy? Thank you, Spirit. Choosing your battles wisely. What's worth fighting for? Who has your back? And I talked about that too. You know, I think it was during Mercury retrograde. It's like we really do need to get a sense of like who our people are, because there are still more battles to come. Definitely. So how are you leading more fearlessly? And even if you're still doing it scared, how are you leading? What risks are you taking to make the things that you know need to happen to even out the scale for you and for other people? What work needs to be done to make things more just, to make things more fair, to make things more equitable, as it came through in the daily flow the other day? What is the work that you're doing during the new construction or the reconstruction? I was going to say the new earth or the reconstruction, because that's what this is. What role are you playing? What systems are you putting in place in your life to commit to? What promises are you making? Where will you take up room? Where will you take up space? And what is your new contract going to be? So let's get more around what may have been eclipsed from our lives. Got the Fool, the Outcast in this card. Bottom of the deck is Oshumare. I think more so what was illuminated for us is what makes us different is actually where our value is. And we're valuable because what we exist, but now we understand more clearly what we bring to the table. Whereas before, we may have really been uncertain or uncomfortable in the skin we're in and the gifts that we have, maybe afraid to talk about what it is that we can do or what we can offer to the world, to the collective. Message from Fire and Seven of Earth. But now that you know, you still have to do. And so your passion may be reignited. You may feel more solid in your purpose. Yeah, this literally feels like purpose-driven life. no longer being on the sidelines. Five of Air, Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is about boundaries. Now that you're rebuilding a life that you believe in. And it's not that you didn't care or love yourself before or anything like that. You just didn't even fully know who you were. This is a coming of age moment, it feels like, regardless of how old you are. And in that, you know that your gift, your vision, your heart needs a little bit more protection. Yes, you can be innocent. Yes, you can be full of love. But even this angel has a shield over her heart. You can see how clear it is and how pure it is, but you can't just grab it and take it. That's the wisdom that she's crowned with, the Temperance card. And boundaries are not just about us and other people. It's about the promises that we make and we keep to ourselves to keep us from getting off of our path. So what does that look like for you? Moving forward, and today, it was a great time for you to be thinking about what your new contract is going to be with yourself for the next 6 months. What are your ethics? What are your standards? What are the values that you want to operate from? Especially, though, as it relates to other people. Reflecting back on how you may have caused harm. Reflecting back on things that have harmed you and what you no longer want to tolerate or you want to ensure doesn't happen to anybody else you're in a relationship with again. And this doesn't mean you won't mess up. It just means that you are conscious of the ways that you may have overstepped. Conscious of whatever patterns were made clear to you from this karmic cycle or these cycles that are now over. How are you going to make sure that you don't fall into old patterns of behavior? That's what Capricorn wants to teach us. That's what this year wants to teach us. But it's through the rewards, though, of the discipline and of the consistency. Zapana, Shapana, and the Ten of Water. Underneath that is the Cancer energy, the water element. As we heal, our community heals. And as we prioritize the I want to say internalization, but it's really more as we take up the mantle of this new ethic, the collective heals, and we are in a time of collective awakening and healing. And this is the work that we're all doing, but it starts with us first. We can't be focused on healing other people or fixing society. It starts with us. And that's really the takeaway. Get a few more cards, and then I'll close us off with an oracle message. One card, please. They're going to give me one. Emperor again at the bottom of the deck in a different deck. Eight of Cups and the Hermit card. The work of emotional intelligence, the work of integrity, the work of our ancestry to help support us as we take on these leadership roles. The Eight of Cups, or it's Piscean energy here, but also Scorpio, the 8th house. This is us taking on the responsibility of doing the spiritual work of working with our ancestors, elevating our ancestors. And I smile because as my role, something I'm doing is teaching a life class about ancestor veneration. And it's in collaboration with my spiritual teacher, Jeanette Lewis of Inner Sun Alchemy, and another trusted light worker who also trained with Jeanette Lewis in her cohort of the light worker incubator that I was a part of. And so for the last year, I've been intimately connected to these amazing souls, and we're excited to be offering this class. It is for everyone, so we can't wait to see you. You can sign up in the bio. Bottom of the deck is Oracle, me, and then Protection Guardian. This is the work that our ancestors serve as our protection. And Drop Our Shield is really getting comfortable with decolonizing our spiritual practice so that we can access more power to cultivate resilience, strength, and fight battles that are coming up. But we are supported, and they are here to support us, and they're ready to connect to us. So I hope you'll join us for that class. I hope you had an amazing holiday weekend, regardless of, listen, we already had Juneteenth, so I hope you just had a happy day off, okay? I love you so, so much. See you in class.